welcome to Catacris News TV Update. This is episode number 11 of these updates. Been having great fun doing this, and so we're going to tell you what's been going on in the last week here at Catacris TV, as we always like to do. Okay, now, first of all, we're going to talk a lot about the This Is Metal show because, oh man, I tell you, the big anniversary show that we filmed way back on August 7th that we've been talking a lot about here the last couple of weeks, finally going to premiere this Tuesday at 9 a.m. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, what can I tell you about the big anniversary special? Well, okay, of course, we recorded this episode to celebrate Tom's 1-year anniversary as the co-host of the This Is Metal show. We've had a lot of fun having Tom do the show with me. I tell you, the show has really kind of become what we always wanted it to be. Going back to when the show started off, as I told you guys many times, for anybody that wasn't around back then, we were much more of a radio podcast type of show where you couldn't see us, but you could hear us. And also, again, like I said, in 2023, August of last year, Tom became a new co-host. The original co-host, Joe Loss, was no longer able to do the show. And we wanted to continue on with the This Is Metal show. And since Tom has come on board, as many of you noticed, we really kind of found a great way to brand ourselves. The owner of Catacris TV, Lethal X, who often comes on our episodes and co-hosts with me and Tom from time to time. He's the guy behind the scenes. He owns Catacris TV, like I said. He's the guy that edits all our episodes. He creates the cool looking logos like the one you see on your screen right now for Catacris TV News. He's created the Catacris magazine logo, the This Is Metal logo. So that's all Lethal X. So we want to thank him too for what he does behind the scenes. But let me tell you a little bit more about the special anniversary show. Okay, so we had 3 special guests come on, and we talked a little bit about who they are. But Ben Hicks, creator and writer of Midas Cove, he's working on that project with Tom at Fire Rock Music Group. And so that's something, when Ben was originally on as a guest, it was one of our most popular episodes. And so when I asked him if he'd like to come on the special anniversary show as a special guest, he says, you know what, I'm in. And of course, the other 2 guests, Scott Braun and Michael Wilkerson, who also work with Tom and are good friends of Tom's at Fire Rock, we thought it would be fun to have them on. And Scott's a top-notch rock photographer, and so you're going to see some of his photos that we feature in the show for yourself, and you can check out what Scott does at braunmedia.com. He's on Facebook. Check out what Scott Braun is all about. And as I've told you many times, Michael Wilkerson is the A&R guy at Fire Rock. And from time to time, when Tom's unable to do the show, he has a gig or something, we still go on with the show. And we have Michael Wilkerson come on and he'll guest host when Tom's not able to do the show. So that's who all those guys are. That's why we include them at the special anniversary episode. Okay, what else is going on? Well, just today, me and my good friend Gar Boris, of course, I'm talking about our famous pop culture show, Gar Boris' Time Machine. We recorded episode number 67. Wow, 67 episodes. I can't believe we've done that many episodes of our great pop culture show. And today, what Gar and I decided to do is we talked about the Beatles' one album, which was released all the way back in November of 2000. I can't believe it's been that many years. I kind of forgot about this album here. But this is what we talk about in today's episode of Gar Boris' Time Machine. That will be premiering next Saturday. So on the 24th of August. So tune in for that. That's when you can check out that episode. And what this album is, just for anybody who doesn't know, it's the Beatles' 27 number 1 hits. The only one that had more number 1 hits than the Beatles was, of course, Elvis Presley. And we got into all that. And one of the songs featured on this little album, All You Need Is Love, that's one of my all-time favorite Beatles songs. We talk a little bit about that. And we talk about what the song is actually about. You may be surprised to find out. So tune in for that. Now, sadly, before we go, I have to tell you guys the week kind of ended on a sad note. Actually, this last Thursday, Tom and I were recording an episode of the This Is Metal show that has yet to premiere. That's going to be premiering in a few weeks, and we'll talk more about that around the time of the premiere day. But we were recording an episode featuring none other than guitarist Doug Aldrich from the Dead Daisies, and we talked all about the new Dead Daisies album, of John Corabi being back in the band, and who some of the new guys in the band are. And Doug talked all about his history with the Dead Daisies. It was a real fun episode, and as you'll see, um, Doug, I'm not sure where he was. He was in his car, coming from his car, doing the interview, and some of our guests have done that in the past, and he even apologized. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm doing this from my car. I said, hey, Doug, you know what? We just appreciate the fact that you're here. We can't thank you enough. And so um, after we got done doing that episode, as I always do, I called Tom and I said, Tom, another great episode. And we talked about what a great guy Doug it was. He talked about also playing with Ronnie James Dio, throughout his, in his career. And that's another thing we kind of, touched base on. But while we were doing the show, and once I called Tom, he told me, you know what, Jason, he says, as we were recording the show, I got a message on my phone that Jack Russell from Great White passed away today. And I thought, wow, I wasn't totally surprised, because you may remember when about 2 weeks ago we did one of these news updates, we were talking about the fact that Jack Russell's book had just come out, the fact that he announced that he's retiring from touring because he was recently diagnosed with Alzheimer's dementia, and sadly, when we were doing the Doug Aldrich episode last Thursday, Tom just learned as we were doing the show that Jack had passed. But then, in preparation for this little news update we're doing right now, I went online and found out. I did not know this until just today. Jack Russell actually passed away not August 15th, but August 7th. And the family did not announce Jack's passing until the 15th. So not sure why that is. And again, very sad that we're hearing this news, but I myself wasn't totally surprised because of the news that just broke about, Jack Russell. Kind of reminds me of, I guess, what went on with Robin Williams. Not exactly the same, but, at the time of Robin Williams' death, we thought Robin, we didn't know why, but he committed suicide. And come to find out that he learned that he was suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's too, and he was just had an awful time dealing with that. So that's what happened with Robin Williams. Now getting back to Jack Russell, everybody will remember him as a great frontman of Great White. There, of course, there were the two versions of Great White: Jack Russell's Great White and Great White. But to me, you can't have Great White without Jack Russell. So I even though I knew that Jack Russell's Great White wasn't the original guys, that was a version band I was following for the last several years because, hey, Jack Russell, to me and many other fans, he is Great White. And I got to also let you guys know that a couple of days ago it was announced that in Illinois on Friday, August 23rd, there's going to be a special Jack Russell tribute concert being put on by some of the guys in Jack Russell's band. I've seen him there. Bassist Dan McKay's playing the show. Robbie Lochner, Jack's longtime, lead guitarist and writing partner, right-hand man. He's, of course, going to be part of the show. Drummer Ken Mary is in there. And Terry Lewis, who actually was the guy in Great White that, replaced Jack in Great White. And oddly enough, Terry was eventually let go from Great White too. And Jack and Terry became really great friends. And they did a couple of shows together even. And when the news of Jack's death was announced on the 15th, Terry Lou was one of the first people to kind of put out a statement, and he couldn't have said nicer things, and he just went on about how Jack was going out on top, and he had such great respect for Jack, and I just thought, what a super nice guy. Other guys like what Jack played with, all the guys in the band, Robbie Lochner, Tracy Guns, so, Jim Cream. So many people put out a statement about what Jack Russell meant to them, and so sad to hear of Jack's passing. And I had the opportunity myself. I never met the man, but to interview Jack, I think about 2 times, and each time I interview Jack, I just the one thing, even though the interview was just being done over phone, but I could tell right away both times about the man. He was super friendly, super down to earth, and he even told me, "Man, I love the questions you ask, man. Anytime you want to interview me, you got my number, man. You just pick up the phone, you give me a call, and we can do it." I got the chance to interview him twice, and I tell you, when I think of Jack Russell, not only do I think of what a huge talent he was, what a great frontman and vocalist, songwriter, but I'll tell you what, he was just a great human being, and that's something in the interviews I did with Jack that really came across. Um, just what a great guy he was, and he's really going to be missed worldwide by his fans, his bandmates, his family, of course. I mean, Jack Russell, we're going to miss you. We're going to miss you. I mean, what a huge talent Jack was. Um, Now I'd like to ask y'all, anybody that's interested, here at Cattle Chris, we're in the process of putting together a special tribute uh, uh, to Jack, and we would like anybody who's interested to record a small video on your phone. You could email it to us. Email it to rockzone1. That's rockzone, just the way it sounds. 1 ONE at yahoo.com. That's my email. You can send your videos, your statements, anything you want to say about Jack, and we'd like to include it in our special tribute. So we're going to see how many of these videos we get sent in, and anybody who wants to be part of our special Jack Russell tribute, we hope you'd be part of that. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. I'm sorry we have to end the news on such a sad note, but let's just try to remember, anybody hasn't already done so, go out and buy Jack's book. I bought it, and I'll tell you, it's just a great read, and it's just funny the book comes out and then all of this happens, but at least Jack got to tell his story, and it came out right before he passed away. So let's just try to remember what a great, huge talent Jack Russell. Over now. We'll be seeing you all again real soon. Take care, my friends. Bye for now.